It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football and certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State. It's the Pro Bowler, Derek Carr.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week. But he found a way for his team to win.
It's 57 is low. I'm coming for you. You mine. Hatchet.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, it's Jones. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has a real priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing his car on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
Well, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the past, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use Fortnite.
I'm impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And right now they're in that number 2 spot. They'd love to hold on to that. But first things first, they want to clinch that division.
Well, let's go back to the conversation we had with the coaching staff. And you asked that very question about how important is it really? You got a good team. Can't you win from any spot in the play?
Trying to find his tight end, Kelce, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Kelce, the intended receiver there. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 65 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it. Hammer in for the goal line. He loses the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Complete, the tight end Kelce. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Chiefs 7, Raiders 3.
Now here's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And it'll be intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 24, Carr. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now a first down carry by Jones. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A Raider first down, 17 yards. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw his Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. On play action, it's Carr. It's caught, block it. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Aaron Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Aguilar has it. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. To throw again on second down. Carr. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Working from the gun, it's Carr. His throw caught right around the 6. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Now, 180. 50 seconds to mine. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Now Jones. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 2nd and goal, Carr. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes being chased out left. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. 3 down, 3 down. Here we go, finish.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Yellow, yellow. We got double up, double up.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season. But you want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right. That's caught inside the 20. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Would have put him in the lead, but hold that thought.
Yeah, the celebration had to stop, didn't it? Because now you're on a real uptick. You're in the lead. Instead, you're still behind. Have to find a way to regroup.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Escaping the... And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Carr. Completes it to Aguilar. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's got Lockett. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. It's complete to Chris Conley. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. 25 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. He's got the hat trick. 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. And they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Check.
They'll run it with Jones. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Mahomes now to throw. Flush to his right. That's going to be caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a play fake. Carr. Caught by Wilson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 33 yards that time.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. On the delay, Jones. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Easy one. It's easy one.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The face mask moves them all the way out past the 40 now for first down. Mahomes going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ben Gideon. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. We're back now in KC. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And this is caught at the 20. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. From 19 yards away, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. It's been quite the game for him individually, a trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route, whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now Carr on the bootleg. And he'll find Moreau here. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Carr to throw. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 40. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, right at the 40. Now Carr again. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Chris Conley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs at 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, it's Jones. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd down. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. Would you say 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one. 55 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find...
And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Jacob Hollister, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Extra point right down the middle. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step one, the touchdown. You need a two-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for two again. That's why teams are practicing multiple two-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big two-point conversions. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Carr into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 21st touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use